Welcome back to Beliucci Hour Lunch. Ryan Brauninger, Beliucci on Harvey Road as we continue our Monday show. Hope you guys are staying warm. Frigidly cold here in the Brazos Valley today, and looks like it's going to be warming up toward the end of this week. Don't forget Monday nights karaoke, Wednesday nights piano bar here on the stage at the Tap. Always got some great Texas country music artists coming through. Check out their website, tapbcs.com, for more. Luch, we had a question from here at the Tap, and we also was on my agenda to talk about the fourth quarter program. Front table was talking about it. Guys that stood out physically, and have you heard any reports of guys that you were out there last week and saw one workout? But have you heard any reports or from your sources about guys that have done, been really good in that stuff for the entirety of it?
No, I mean here's the thing, and I mean this: it's a collective right now. I mean, you talk to 10 different people, you're going to get 10 different answers, and or you talk to 30 different people, you might get 30 different answers. These guys are really from guys like Leon O'Neal, who's a just finished his true freshman season, to a guy like Michael Clemens, who's been here but hasn't really stepped into that forefront, and all of a sudden has, both vocally and in terms of the work he's putting in, to the newcomers like Jimbo talked about last week, that it's like they've just been here all along, all of them. And that tells you what's going on at the upper classes, to where those guys can seamlessly
That's
come
culture.
in. Guys like Kellen Mond, Jashawn Corbin in only his second year, who he just stepped in to that breach. You look at guys like Jamon Osborne and Corton Davis and some of these veterans, and Buddy Johnson looks incredible. Now, you want to say you go out there, who look like what? And Gabe and I talked about this a lot last week. I mean, God, where to begin? I mean, what stands out to me the absolute most is when you see that they're all going through drills and they're rotating through. And I was kind of just standing in one spot, maybe moving between about 3 drills. So when they came around the field to where we were, that D-line, Bronny, when you see what those dudes look like, it's been a long, long time since I remember. I go back and think of like maybe Ty Warren, Rocky Bernard, Ron Edwards, Ron Flemings. That's the last time a group up front has just kind of looked like that. And last year and this year, but yeah, and it's just the number of bodies. And, I remember back in the mid-'90s, and then it was like mid-'90s to early 2000s, and then it kind of stopped. There was one little stint of impressive people with, you could see like Red Bryant, Jory Adams was a D lineman, Jason Jack.
Is that Chris Harrington?
Chris Harrington. Kellen Hurd was a monster. Yeah, Michael Bennett, Cyril. So that group looked good. That was just like a one-year blip, though, and they still didn't go as deep, looking like this. And when you see Bobby Brown and Jaden Peavy and Justin Matabike, and that's just right off, and Michael Clemens, and that's just right off the top. And then there's DeMarvin Leal, Tyree Wilson, Tyree Johnson, Muhammad Diallo, who looks as good as any of them. Then Max Wright. You go up and down. Josh Rogers looks like if you walked him in here right now and said, hey, this is Josh Rogers. He's a first-team All-SEC D lineman. You could do that with him or T.D. Moten or Diallo, and they don't even play yet.
Yep.
And then forget about it with those other guys we mentioned. And we didn't say Jeremiah Martin. I mean, these dudes, that stood out to me. And then when you see Beal and Cup move and run around out there, right now it's just 2, and then you're going to add Weidemeyer. But what those guys are going to look like in another year, like going into 2020, it's really impressive.
What do you think
that
about the
stood out